Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Zebra Nation Plays, the FM Scout Academy Challenge. And today's episode is going to focus on the end of the season, our first season here with the Academy Challenge for FC Dallas. And I want to focus on the end of the season right now because we've got some compelling storylines going on here. If you look at the competitions, we are back up into 4th place here, trying to make a late season playoff push. And it's looking good so far. We got 41 points. We're in a dead heat here with San Jose. We have Los Angeles nipping at our heels. Real Salt Lake is still in the mix there in 7th place. Colorado, they got an outside chance. Take a look at the schedule here. Down at the bottom, you can see there aren't many games left. There's 3 MLS games and 1 Champions League game. So I'm going to focus on these games because there's some pretty important games here. We have a 2-game series against Los Angeles, and as we just saw in the competitions there, they're right below us in playoff picture, so we need to beat these guys to stay in the playoff hunt, maybe knock them out of the playoff hunt in the process. We've got a home and away match, so it's really like a mini playoffs series right there. And then we also have a very important game against Seattle, and they're 3rd place, so they're right above us in the standings, and means we're gonna, if we do make the playoffs, it means we got to get through Seattle if we're gonna go anywhere in this competition. The last 10 or so games since we last checked in with the Champions League, we got, of course, 2 Champions League wins. We're playing in a very weak group, so I guess I won't bore everybody with those just kind of certain victories. We had a 3-0 victory in our second game after the 2-0 victory in our first game. Then 2-1, which wasn't really as close as 2-1. They scored a late goal just to kind of save some face, I guess. But in the MLS during that time, we've had a bit of a poor run. Since that Champions League victory, we only had, a couple of wins until we went on another streak here. After our 3rd Champions League game, we had kind of a humiliating loss to NYCFC. They just beat us down, and our team wasn't feeling good, and they weren't playing well. So I had a team meeting, changed the lineup a little bit, and we went to have a pretty spectacular 4-0 victory over Portland. It was, very impressive. Let's take a look at the highlights there. Just take a look at the goals. Portland's one of the better teams in the Western Conference, and so for us to beat them this way was it gives us a lot of heart, a lot of anticipation for the playoffs if we can get there. Hopefully we can get there. But I've been playing a bit more of a veteran lineup. At the end of the season, there's Ruiz with his first MLS goal of the season, 2nd goal overall. So, we've had injuries. I mentioned some players are in bad form, so I've been playing some of these bench players more, and our bench players are actually our more experienced players. So there's Lazarzo to the central defender. Hedges gets his 4th goal of the season. Pretty good on the set plays. Then we have Ortiz here. Once again, to that man, Hedges. Our central defender scores twice in one game. There's his 4th goal of the season. So that gave us a 3-0 lead. And then again, here's another set piece. Ortiz gets the rebound back out to Ulloa. Sends it across. Lazarzo gets a bit of a deflection there. But again, these are our veteran players making these plays. All of these guys' contracts are running out, so that next season we won't have them to rely on at the end of the season. Even though I'm trying not to rely on them, it's just my competitive juices are flowing, and I can't stick in 2-star 17-year-old who has no match fitness when I've got a 4-star 30-year-old sitting on the bench. So it's hard to do that. So we're trying to make a playoff push. I've been playing those guys a little bit more, and they've been coming up here. Played Real Salt Lake away. We got another another result there. We'll just show the one goal. It won't take very long. And this was a hard-fought game, a lot of back and forth. Kind of changed up my tactics a little bit, but look at that. There's Zimmerman to that man. Hedges again, our central defender. 3 goals in the last 2 games. You're probably not going to rely on that going forward, but it is pretty amazing. There's that combination, Zimmerman to Hedges. So you can see this lineup was a little less heavy on the veterans. You know, we had Velasquez, Leyva, Hollingshead in there, so that was less ineligible players, I guess you'd say, for this challenge. So that was good. So we're on a 2-game winning streak, but we need to continue that, and we need to beat Los Angeles. So this is very important for our playoff push here. Oops. Oh gosh, we got a lot of time to spend, so I'm gonna keep moving forward here. I didn't realize I had this much time until the next game, or I wouldn't have started this replay, but that's okay. I'll see if I can get through there quickly. There have been a few changes at the club, not necessarily with the players, because we've passed the MLS transfer deadline, so there's not a lot going on there. But I have made some changes to the coaching staff. Brought in a few new coaches, new physio, new scout, and I brought in a data analyst to help us out. So we have changed some of our tactics based on the data analyst. Don't know if I still have that email up here anywhere. You know, every week before the match, they send you sort of an analysis. There's the post-match analysis of Real Salt Lake. So now that we've hired a data analyst, we get these kind of reports on things. And here's our Los Angeles scouting report. I wanted to talk about this for a couple of reasons. First of all, we've changed our match preparation a little bit. It's got the end of the season, so I've moved the training slider more towards match preparation. And I've taken our data analyst advice here to go for defensive positioning to help us out. But also, if you notice up here, their brand new head coach, Oscar Pareja, who is currently the head coach of FC Dallas. He's the guy that I replaced in this alternate universe. So it's funny for him to go to the LA Galaxy. So he's replaced Bruce Arena, who has moved on to the national team, although I don't know that he's actually moved on to the national team. I mean, he hasn't in real life. He's still coaching, at least as far as I know. He's still going to coach LA and the national team, but that's not set in stone. Let's see. Let's go to our head coaches here. Look at Bruce Arena. Let's see where he's at right now. He's now the director of football. Okay. So he's moved up in their chain of command, and they've replaced him with Oscar Pareja, which I think, if you're an LA Galaxy fan, that would make you pretty happy, I would think. That's a pretty good 1-2 combination there to have both those men in your organization. So it's just an interesting tidbit of information on the league. We'll continue on here. Wednesday evening preview. Oh, we've got some players called up for international duty. Hopefully that's not going to mess us up. The only player there of interest is Akindele. So hopefully, yeah, we'll be able to play against LA, and then he's going to go on international duty. That's kind of bad timing for us. But it shouldn't hurt us. I think he'll be back. He'll be back before the next game, hopefully. Have to check the schedule on that. So here we go. Here's our pre-match analysis for Los Angeles. It looks like they like to keep possession just like we do. 4 of 4 shots on target. Okay. Analysis here. Penalty area center 33%. Penalty area center 42%. What does that mean? I don't know. through balls, 49% left wing. I don't really understand these stats other than maybe this is where they like to... Oh, this is where they score their goals from, I guess? I don't know. Focus of the attack. Yeah, it looks like they do go up the middle. Just like, I mean, look at the wings out here. It's barren in terms of this heat map. Highest pass combination is Gerard and Hasidic. Right, again, right up the middle. Key passes and mistakes. Key passes Landon Donovan. Got to look out for him, obviously. And most mistakes, Robbie Keane, the old veteran. So LA does have a lot of superstars, as you can see. But those are actually recognizable names. Norberto wants to talk. Let's see if Hedges can intervene. Norberto, I'm willing to try. There we go. Norberto drops his lack of soccer concern. Good job from our captain. Because I don't really want to start him. He's been in poor form, honestly, Norberto. He's had a lot of mistakes there on the back end. And he's going to be gone next season anyway. He's an ineligible player, so... Okay, so our tactical advice here, they want us to go to control. I've been doing a new thing where I've been starting the game out on counterattack, just so we don't get those early goals against us. And then I move to a more control tactic. So I'm gonna continue that effort. Is there anything else they want us to do? Fitness concerns, Earl, Leva, Donatelli, be more disciplined. No. Alright, so I'm not dealing with any of that stuff. MLS Clash, Los Angeles versus FC Dallas. FC Dallas home advantage gives them the edge in this encounter, according to Bet190. Alright, so that's good. Yeah, we lost one of our strikers. He's out with a pulled hamstring. He'll be done for, unless we go a deep run in the playoffs, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Los Angeles would definitely be without Robbie Rogers. And Alan Gordon is also unavailable. So that's, I guess, good for us that they've got some missing players. Let's keep the train rolling. Training is going well. Everybody's happy. You can see what sort of new advice do they have for us. Carlos Ruiz, I mean, at 38 years old, I don't know what he's going to do, but yeah, I don't like telling players to avoid their weaker foot. I don't know what it is about that, especially fullbacks. Never tell your fullbacks to avoid their weaker foot, because it causes them to do weird things when they're trying to cross the ball. Like it makes them stop and pause and switch the ball over to their other foot before they cross it. And it kind of busts the flow of your fullbacks. I mean, that was a goalkeeper, so it's not, I don't think there's much harm in him avoiding his weaker foot, but still, I don't like that as a practice. All right, let's keep rolling here. Keep this thing moving. FC Dallas contracts. Ruiz ends international career. Carlos Ruiz has announced his retirement from international soccer. 37-year-old Dallas FC striker made his debut for Guatemala against Mexico in 1998. 131 appearances for his country, 66 goals. So good on you. It's probably close to his retirement anyway. You know, he's an interesting guy. I heard an interview with him on the soccer podcast on ESPN, and he mentioned how Dallas is kind of a second home for him. He came up here when he was young, kind of made a name for himself, went back down to Guatemala for a while, kicked around down there, and now he's come back at the end of his career, and he's very happy to see the changes in MLS and the changes in FC Dallas. So, you know, it was a good interview. He's a guy that I think fans from Dallas have a lot of fondness for him. So it's good to see him retiring on top here, getting a few goals for FC Dallas in his last stint. All right, so here are our contracts set to expire. I'm going to let most of these expire. I'm not real happy with our coaches here. They're not the best coaches in the world. Ferruzzi, Hayden. I mean, there are lots of 10s on here, and I'm just not real interested in these guys. a scout with 9-player judging ability, not real good with that. A physio, 13 physio. I mean, we can find better guys than these. And then the guys whose contracts we're going to let go, obviously. Pitter, he's technically an academy guy, but he's no good, so I'm going to let him go. He doesn't play a position that we need either. I've been trying to retrain him as a central midfielder, but I'm not going to keep him. So let him go. Earl, going to let him go. Again, he's the same thing. He's an academy player, but he's not very good, so we're going to let him go. And he's older, and he's also foreign, just like, well, an international player, just like Pitter. So we don't really need those guys. Ortiz, good player, going to let him go. Paparato, Norberto, our man here, central defense, also good player, going to let him go. Ruiz and Rosales, I'll let those guys go as well. So that would get rid of pretty much all of our non-academy / international players. So we're going to be all American and 1 Canadian player from here on out. So that should be good. Board confidence update. We're looking good here. 62%. We got our new contract. I forgot to mention that. I got a job offer from New York. I turned that down, and then I went to the board and said, hey, I need some job security here. So they gave me a 2-year contract extension. So that's good. We're all set for the next 2 years. We can continue our Academy Challenge in good faith. And here we have our financial update. We're looking good. Almost to that $10 million mark that I've been waiting for, not for any particular reason, just because it's a nice round number. Anything else going on here? Not much. All right, let's roll on. Let's see if I can, okay, let's see if we can get to this game. Here it is. All right, finally. Philadelphia secure a playoff spot. A lot of teams have been securing their playoff spots here. Matt Brody, I mean, he's not going to play anyway. He's one of our young defenders that we brought up, 18 years old. He's been injured pretty much the whole second half of the season, so he's just a project in waiting for next season. And away we go. All right, so here's our lineup. We've got Gonzalez back in goal. That's been a huge help for us, especially on this latest winning streak that we've gone on has been because Gonzalez is back and he's fit. We're not letting in a lot of those cheap goals. Lloyd, Hedges, Zimmerman, Acosta, our defense is well set. Van de Castile, I'm going to bring Uloa back in for Hollingshead. Going to bring, where's our boy? Who am I thinking of here? Pamukal, there he is. The young phenom, the wunderkind. Pamukal, look at that. He's got an extra half star. He gained, with all this playing time, he's finally gained another half star. He's only 16 years old, already at 2.5 stars. That's our dude right there. And we'll keep Velasquez in, Akindele, and you know what? We're going to keep Ruiz in there. This tandem has been working well. None of our other young strikers have stepped up to the plate. Got an injury at that position, so I think we're going to give Ruiz. He's an honorary academy player, I think, for Dallas FC. Let's take a look at his long, illustrious career. Played in some teams here in Guatemala. Played in the Super League for Greece for one season. Then he came to Los Angeles. Had a little stint in FC Dallas. So he's played quite a few teams here in MLS, but he last left in 2008. Came back this season. He's had 4 appearances for us, 1 official goal in the MLS. So a nice bookend to his career. And yeah, let's keep rolling. Let's see, we got our subs all set. Yes, we do. Okay, let's go. Alright, here we go. Let's take a look. Not the easiest game to predict, but having said that, I'll put my money on FC Dallas. Even though Los Angeles are struggling away from home at the moment, I still favor the Galaxy to just about win this one. Okay, so he's predicting a close game, but for us to win. Good on you. Good on you. Let's continue. Been much speculation surrounding the future of Jason Kreese, with experts critical and some fans apparently impatient with the head coach. I don't want to talk to this dude about that guy, so there we go. They're going with the 4-2-3-1 DM wide. This is a very popular formation. Mexican national team used that against us to good effect in FM16, so I don't really like that formation very much. Alright, yeah, let's go. Continue with the pep talk. Tell the team they're favorites for a reason. Ooh, come on, let's see. Come on, guys, we're the favorites. Show me what you can do. Only Hedges cares about that. So let's start the match. Alright, here we are. Lovely, lovely Toyota Stadium in Dallas. Get things moving. So we're set on counterattack at the moment. Hopefully we don't lose too much possession. But here we go. We get a free kick. Velasquez, almost on goal. Again, that's just... I just want them to get the ball on goal. If they get the ball on target like 50% of the time, I'd be happy. Oop. Oh, and look at that. They score from a free kick. I swear we've had more free kicks scored against us in this playthrough than any playthrough I've ever had. It's just ridiculous. I don't know why I can't find guys who can do that. I've never had a guy who can just put the ball on target from the free kicks. This is a lot of penalties going on in this game. Velasquez to Ulloa. Let's see if we can get a set piece goal. There's a deflection. I think that went off one of their players. Yeah, there's Ulloa heading towards the corner. Kind of a sparse crowd here today. I'm not happy about this. End of the season, we're making a playoff push here, boys. Where's the support? Alright, so our corners still need work, but got to get the ball to Hedges. Ooh, Van de Castile fires that one. That was kind of ill-advised. Got to leave that up to Pamukal. He's our man with the flair for the long shots. Alright, we're struggling to keep the ball. So let's change our instructions to back to control, retain possession, work the ball. See what we can do with that for the rest of the half. Akindele's picked up an injury. That's no good. A gashed leg. That you can stick that out. I was gonna say tough that out and stick that out at the same time. It came out. But yeah, tough it out. Rub some dirt on it, as they say. And there you go. He's already back to 72% fitness, so he can make it till the end. All right, we need a pep talk. We've not been good enough. Keep going. You can still win this one. Change our instructions. I'm going to go attacking. Mixed passing there. Yeah, I guess I'll give him a little bit more freedom in that way. Take a look at our tactics. I'm going to put our fullbacks back into attack mode. Get them more involved in the second half. Going to have to sub Akindele out. Nah, he's back up to 77%. So we'll have to sub him out early, but we'll have to sub him out eventually. I might want to get stuck in here too. Check and see if we get some steals against these guys or not. There we go. Donovan misplayed that one, but not a lot happening there. They get the throw in. Let's see if we can get the steal. Trying to look at their back line, see if they're actually vulnerable to a counterattack, but I don't know. Zardes, got to keep an eye on him. He's got some ability out there on the wing. It's a nice stop from Gonzalez. Well, not necessarily a stop, but he stopped maybe a potential threat. Hamakel to Velasquez. Let's get it out wide. There we go. Get it to our fullback. Let's move up the field a bit, boys. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's a tricky pass. Lloyd didn't put much on that. A little fullback to fullback action there. Would have been nice if one of our strikers could have got a leg on that one. Ruiz has had some sneaky goals that way. Basically, his 2 goals were both from slow crosses into the box where he just sort of outmaneuvered the other players and snuck in and got a goal. Starting to get some yellow cards, and we're not even stuck in. Here they are with another set piece. That's an interesting play out wide. Oh, what a deflection. Offsides anyway, but that was a nice stop by Gonzalez. Coming up on the 60-minute mark, and we're not getting many chances here. So this is one of our problems, is when other teams go into defensive shells, we can't really break them out of it. Let's get expressive. Let's get stuck in. Let's get fluid. Try to get a chance here. Pep talk. Passionately get creative. We need an equalizer. Come on, boys. 70, 80. Man, the minutes are just rushing by. Nothing's happening. This is one of the worst feelings of Football Manager, is when just simply nothing's happening. So we're going to bring in Kraft. We're going to bring in Lazarzo, put him at the attacking midfielder. Put him in attack mode. Is there anybody else? I guess we'll get that yellow card out of there for Castile. Make our 3rd substitution there. Yep, might as well. See if getting some new blood in the lineup can help us out. Let's actually hit play and start this thing up. 83 minutes gone. There we go. There's a highlight. Costa to Ulloa. There's Lloyd. Gets a corner out of it. Alright, where's our man Hedges? Let's see if he can keep his goal streak alive. Who ever heard of a central defender with a goal streak? But there it is. Nope. Ulloa just lets it go out of bounds for a throw-in. Can we keep this highlight going? No, we cannot. They get a highlight. Let's see. Let's check out our instructions here. Go high. Get closed down all the time. I guess more direct passing. I mean, not much else we can do other than go overload. Keane in the box. Oh, that was a terrible play, but nice save by Gonzalez. Gonzalez is definitely getting better. He's making saves at the end of the season that he just let get past him at the beginning of the season. Alright, so we're just about in stoppage time. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Got no choice but to go overload. Route 1, early crosses, all this stuff. Take more risks. Roam from position. Just do anything and everything possible. Here we go. 30 seconds. Into Kraft. What can he do with it? He takes a shot. No good. I thought that almost ricocheted. So that's probably going to be our last chance, unless we can do something here. Get desperate. Lloyd into the box. No one around. Dramatic save by Mirante. Unless they foul it up here, that's going to be the end of the match. Going to go down at home 1-0 to LA. That's not what we wanted. It's going Gonna make these last 3 games something to watch. Calm. You were not... Well, let's be passionate. Nope, let's be calm. Not good enough today. Should be winning that. So there we go. We dropped down to 6th place. Still holding on to our playoff spot, but Los Angeles leapfrogged. We are 1 game played ahead of Real Salt Lake. So if they win their next game, they're going to tie with us. A gashed leg. He's out 4 days to 2 weeks. Come on, man. We rued our missed chances that we did. You struggled at home for a while now. Can you figure out a reason why? I don't know. I don't want to talk to you. I'm going to send my assistant to figure that mess out. So Akindele just got injured, and now he's out on international duty, so he'll probably get canceled from international duty. But all right, Van de Castile is out, suspended for yellow cards. That's not going to help us out, but we got backups. Pareja downplays the rivalry. Good on him. He's a very, very what can I say? He's a gentleman of the sport, shall we say. Oscar Pareja. Everyone has good feelings about him, so I'm glad we're not enemies. Anyway, take a look at the standings. We are holding on to that 6th and final playoff spot. Where are we in the Supporters' Shield? Down to 13th place. That's not great. The board wants us to finish mid-table, so hopefully we can win a few and get back up there to mid-table. But we should at least make the playoffs. Real Salt Lake, they got a draw in their last match, so they're still a couple of points behind us. But Colorado and Salt Lake are both within a stone's throw of taking us out of that last playoff spot. So we gotta get some results here at the end of the season. And we'll probably see you again for that final Los Angeles game. Probably be for the playoffs. And so until then, see you later. Bye.